unfairness, arbitrary decisions, a lack of due process, raids on their businesses that go unexplained, tens of millions of dollars in fines for reasons that aren't clear. And so my point is that action speaks louder than words. And as long as that is happening on the ground, that makes it very risky for U.S. businesses to do business here.
For more, let's bring in Bloomberg's international economics reporter, Eric Martin. Eric, so there were higher expectations going into this visit than there were for other U.S. officials. What has it achieved?
Absolutely. Well, this visit has, in a way, reset the communication, at least, and reopens the communication between the Commerce Department and the Chinese Communist Party, the government in Beijing. This is really important. You know, this is the trade channel is a channel that had traditionally been open. We'd seen a lot of interaction, trade delegations and trade promotion by the Commerce Department, helping to promote the sale of U.S.-produced goods in things that don't endanger U.S. national security, cosmetics being one, different kinds of consumer products. And so this is an important part of the Commerce Secretary's traditional role. We even saw Gary Locke, a former Commerce Secretary, go to China and to Beijing as ambassador during the Obama administration. So this is something that I know Secretary Raimondo has been looking to do for a couple of years now, and finally this week getting to set foot in Beijing and Shanghai and promote the interests of American companies in China.
Eric, were there any major deliverables or takeaways from this trip?
Absolutely. Some people have focused on the fact that there were perhaps not any major announcements in terms of, new giant sweeping agreements or things of that nature. But just the fact of a Commerce Secretary being able to go to China and speak frankly with Chinese authorities about issues such as export controls, such as the tariffs that the U.S. has on $300 billion in annual Chinese exports to the U.S. To touch on some of these things, Micron, the semiconductor maker that was banned by China in May, this is something that we asked Secretary Raimondo about in Detroit during some trade talks in May, and she said that this is something that was unacceptable and that she raised with Chinese authorities. So really important discussions that she's having in China this week.